Welcome back students to the part 3 of today's session. In this module, we'll be discussing about motion of a charged particle in a magnetic field. Suppose if we have a charge Q traveling in a uniform magnetic field B with a velocity V perpendicular to the magnetic field B. Here, the magnetic field in the figure is represented by cross marks, which indicates that the field is going into the plane of the paper. So you can see a charged particle Q, which is moving perpendicular to the magnetic field B with a velocity V. As the magnetic force always acts perpendicular to V, the velocity of the charge changes only in direction, but the speed V remains constant inside the field. The force having a constant magnitude and its direction is always at right angles to V, giving rise to uniform circular motion of the charge. So, in a region of magnetic field where V is perpendicular to B, the particle will execute circular motion. If the particle is moving along a circle, then the magnetic force must be equivalent to its centripetal force. Suppose if the charged particle is moving along a circle of radius small r, then the magnetic force is given by Q into V cross B, which will be QVB, since V and B are perpendicular to each other. That is equivalent to the centripetal force mv square by r. Rearranging the equation, we get an equation for the radius of the circular path, which is given by r is equivalent to mv by qb. M is the mass of the charged particle, V is its velocity, Q is the magnitude of charge, and B is the magnetic field. Suppose if the velocity of the particle is making an angle theta with the direction of magnetic field, then V can be resolved into two components, one along the direction of magnetic field B and another perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field B. The perpendicular component will force the particle to move along a circular path as discussed earlier, whereas the parallel component will help the particle to move along the direction of magnetic field. The net result is that the particle will be executing a helical motion. Radius of helix is defined as the radius of the circular component of the orbit. So you can see from the figure that V parallel is along the direction of magnetic field, which helps the particle to move along the x-axis, and V perpendicular will help the particle to move in a circular path. The net result is helical motion. From the figure, we can see that the distance between the two circular paths of the helix is known as pitch of the helix. We had already discussed that the radius of the circular path is given by r is equivalent to mv by qb. Then the angular velocity omega of the charged particle is given by v by r is equivalent to omega. We had studied last year that v is equivalent to r omega is the relationship between linear velocity v and angular velocity omega. So rearranging the equation as v by r, we get omega is equivalent to qb by m. And we had already seen that the time period capital T is equivalent to 2 pi by omega. Substituting for omega, we get T is equivalent to 2 pi m by qb. This time period, when multiplied with the parallel component of velocity, will give you the pitch of the helix. Hope you have understood the session. Thank you, dear students.